believe us, we really wanted to stop talking about Bill Gates. But do you know how he actually does it? How is it possible that he presents himself as the world's greatest philanthropist, giving away billions of dollars each year, yet ending up getting richer and richer and richer? Did you know that in the end, it's we, the taxpayers, that pay for all his projects? Do you realize that in fact, we pay for our own depopulation? Let's see how Gates pulls it off, shall we? Remember the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is a tax-exempt entity? Remember 501c3 and c4? The only tax they have to pay in the US is a couple of excise duties. In 2017, this was $9. In 2018, it was $383. According to Forbes, Bill Gates enjoys the biggest and best tax break of all time. The American government has missed out on $15 to $20 billion because of this regulation. Let's put things into perspective here, shall we? Gates is richer than 45 countries together. 45 sub-Saharan African countries. 1% of the world's population owns half of the world's wealth. The poorest half of the world's population owns as much as the richest 8 individuals. Those 8 individuals doubled or even tripled their wealth during the COVID crisis. Whereas the medium and small businesses went bankrupt, they increased their wealth ruthlessly. All of this is possible by a global economic system that was set in motion by the CABAL and that is corrupt to the core. Isn't it time to focus on that and on redistributing the wealth of this 1%? Isn't it time to stop getting brainwashed with sustainable development goals and redirect our energy where it belongs? Namely, to take down the CABAL and to redistribute their stolen trillions amongst the people they bereft? Don't you think this will, in the blink of an eye, end poverty, hunger, and inequality forever? Despite the impression that Bill Gates is giving away his fortune to charity, his estimated net worth is constantly increasing. His foundation is only accountable to itself, which mainly means Bill and Melinda Gates personally. The only 3 trustees are Bill and Melinda Gates and Warren Buffett. As a private foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is obliged only to report its high-level financial figures to the US government to retain its tax-exempt status. the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has influence without accountability. Please let that sink in. Don't you think it's time to end this abuse of rules and regulations? Don't you think it's about time to redefine Article 501c3 and 4 of the Internal Revenue Code? Bill Gates owned most of his personal wealth through Microsoft. He fabricated an exclusionary licensing agreement with PC manufacturers, and as a result, he created an illegal monopoly position. In 2004, after years of legal procedures and several court cases, Gates was fined by the European Union. He had to pay $611 million. Bill Gates could not have cared less. Over $500 million meant nothing to him. In the US, Gates got away with a settlement. He made a complete fool of the Justice Department and carried on as if nothing had changed. Gates now uses his monopoly experience in Africa and other less developed countries, where he is actually creating a monopoly on seeds, forcing them onto local farmers, making them utterly dependent and vulnerable. And when the farmers don't comply, they are criminalized and fined. A 250,000 desperate Indian farmers committed suicide. Others sold their children trying to survive. Gates could not care less. Why wasn't any of this ever in the news? How come we didn't know about this? The answer is simple. Money buys everything, especially broadcasting time.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about troubling, irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories that are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 To be truly effective, vaccines, treatments, and diagnostics must be affordable and accessible to all.
Equitable and universal access to vaccination, treatment, and diagnostics.
We must all work together on improving diagnostics, accelerating therapies, and ultimately developing a vaccine.
Everyone should have access to COVID-19 testing, treatment, and vaccines.
But the task will only be completed when vaccines, tests, and treatments are available and affordable to every child, women and man who needs them.
To support vaccines, therapeutics, diagnostics development, preparedness efforts, and humanitarian assistance.
On how to make vaccines, treatments, and diagnostics accessible to everyone.
In addition to investing into diagnostics, therapies, and vaccines.
So the race for a vaccine, for better treatments, for quick and reliable tests.
Impfstoffe, Tests und Medikamente müssen für alle Menschen auf der Welt verfügbar, bezahlbar und zugänglich sein.
COVID-19 research and development work on vaccines, diagnostics, therapeutics and respiratory medicine.
To provide universal access for the anti-COVID drugs, tests and vaccine.
To make sure that everyone has access to treatments, to vaccines, to a strong health system.
To fight COVID-19. Vaccines, treatments and diagnosis will be the most effective way to do it.
Des moyens de diagnostic, de traitement et des vaccins.
Whether I should be able to access in vitro diagnostics like tests and therapeutics and vaccine.
For better diagnostic and therapeutic medical supplies. We must also ensure that there is access to better treatment and care in the global quest for a vaccine.
In ensuring development, production, and equitable delivery of COVID-19 diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines.
For vaccines, diagnostics, and health systems.
Has access to COVID-19 tests, treatments, and therapies.
Gates has established enormous propaganda power. Have a good look at this chart. Apart from its donations to the mainstream radio and TV channels, the Gates Foundation has invested millions of dollars in training programs for journalists. Media fact sheets and newspaper opinion pieces are put together by organizations that are funded by the Gates Foundation. Scientific journals get Gates's money to publish research and articles. So what do you think is in them? Everyone follows the Gates Foundation's lead. It feels like they are everywhere. Every conference I go to, they are there. Every study that comes out, they're part of. You might find yourself someday reading a story about a Gates-funded health project, written up in a newspaper that gets its health coverage underwritten by Gates, reported by a journalist who attended a Gates-funded journalism training program, citing data collected and analyzed by scientists with grants from Gates. Do you really think any of it will be objective, honest information? Gates truly is everywhere, in every media outlet, on the internet, and most certainly in each and every so-called fact-checker. Even when we wrote this script, various critical articles that we read were taken down from the internet the very next day. That's how far this goes. That's how scared they are. When Baxter Dimitri wrote an article for Defend Democracy Press about something Gates's former doctor had said to colleagues at a conference in Seattle, hell broke loose. These are the doctor's words. I don't know if he had his children vaccinated as adults, but I can tell you he point blank refused to vaccinate them as children. Dimitri wrote, "The news that Bill Gates does not vaccinate his own children, despite being the world's most active campaigner for mandatory vaccinations, should come as no surprise. Studies prove that the elite do not vaccinate their children. But at the same time, they expect the masses to have their children vaccinated. Very rich and privileged parents like the idea of herd immunity, but they don't want to take the risks associated with vaccinations when it comes to their own children. They are worried about adverse reactions, including autism." The studies Dimitri referred to were from 2015 and were still online when we produced this documentary. I wonder for how much longer. One study was published in CNN Health, the other one in the American Journal of Public Health. And guess what? When you consult any of the fact-checkers, you will see that they all fervently deny that the dear doctor ever uttered those words. They will deny anything and everything until the bitter end. After all, one does not bite the hand that feeds you. Right now, as we are editing this episode, thousands of people are getting sick after having their COVID shot. Women are reporting disrupted menstruation cycles. Others suffer miscarriages or have stillborns. People are getting paralyzed due to blood clots in their veins. Some die of a brain hemorrhage, a pulmonary embolism, or cardiac arrest. And once again, no mainstream media coverage.
Come on, baby. Come on. Breathe, baby, breathe.
From the monster tongue and my tongue that didn't get enough to the jugular.
It's okay. Come on. It's okay. It's okay.
We are not going any deeper into the COVID thing in this series. We produced a separate documentary on that topic, and we ask you to watch it. All that is left to say is that Gates' vaccine manufacturers are exempt from liability, which means you cannot take them to court if anything goes wrong. If your health, your life, or that of your loved ones are destroyed by the consequences of this experimental vaccine, there will be nothing you can do. Bill Gates and his many big pharma companies are untouchable by law. We can cut a long story short. Bill Gates uses laws and regulations to avoid tax. His foundation launders money at a scale the world has not seen before. The foundation works to reduce inequities around the world. Really? Bill Gates invests in bad companies to make massive profits. Bad companies meaning pharmaceutical producers of poison, GMOs and vaccines with crippling side effects that have ruined millions of lives. Bad companies meaning agencies for censorship, facial recognition, injectable microchips and spyware, and connected to child trafficking. Bad companies meaning mines where our planet is ripped apart, and heavily polluting fossil fuel companies. Companies where people work under terrible conditions while being abused and underpaid. Companies that sell weapons. The Gates Foundation does not invest in the well-being of the people in less developed countries. They invest in technology, brainwashing us with the idea that only technology can save us from killer viruses out there that we are supposed to be very afraid of. Technology to save us from climate change. Technology to push back the population. Technology to keep us safe. The Gates Foundation destroyed the lives of millions of people by forcing abortions onto women who didn't want to lose their babies. They made many more millions of women sterile against their will. They tried to make the entire world believe that eugenics is science and thus okay. They tried to make us all believe that vaccines are safe. They manipulate numbers and statistics, and when confronted with the evidence, Gates wipes it away as collateral damage. He now calls 700,000 people with severe side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine acceptable. If you know how much money is put into family planning, i.e. eugenics, by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation alone in the form of grants, you will begin to realize that nobody is safe. The people in Africa and India are mere guinea pigs for people like Bill Gates.
A lot of things we try out here first in India, and then when they work, we take them to the rest of the world.
The rest of the world will follow, whether you like it or not. Just look around. It's happening right now. Gates is not a scientist. He is not a doctor, even though he pays the press to make us believe that he is. He behaves like the president of the entire planet and is treated as such by everyone he owns. The fact that nobody elected him doesn't seem to bother him. With his money, he manipulates newspapers and TV stations, making sure that only his words are repeated and plugged. Everyone is all too aware of what they call the Bill chill. When you're caught saying anything negative, you can kiss your money goodbye. Critical voices are hushed up. Articles that question his motives are removed from the internet by Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and fact-checkers that are all paid by the CABAL, as I've proven in part 6 of the previous series, The Fall of the CABAL. So, after all of the above, do you still trust Bill Gates? Do you trust any of the big pharma companies or any of his goons pushing his vaccination agenda forward? Do you still have faith in any of the so-called experts presenting their so-called findings via the mainstream media on TV? Do you still believe there will be yet another wave of COVID-19 with different strains? Do you still believe the vaccine will be safe? If so, please feel free to take it. After all, it's a free world. Or is it? Let's see what the depopulation agenda really means in our daily life in part 14.